people shouldn't be surprised about this banking thing. And it keeps rumbling up, and Farage lost his bank account, and that's what made it famous. But I can tell you from personal experience, this has been happening since the late 90s. I had it happen to me in like 2004 or so, I can't remember, something like that. It was worse. I was a staff member, right? I worked at Lloyd's. I got poached there from Barclays because I was a high achiever, right? So I got paid more to go to Lloyd's. I was there like 3 months, and then I just randomly got let out of a fire escape. I thought it was a fire drill. They didn't even tell me I was getting fired. Didn't give me a chance to say anything to anyone. I just got let out the door. And then they shut the door, and I was out there, and I was just like, what the fuck? Do you know what I mean? I tried to go back in the front to say what's going on. They wouldn't speak to me, wouldn't let me in. And the manager was suddenly at lunch. I knew he was in there. I literally saw him 10 minutes previous, but he claimed he was out. So I obviously lost my bank account in addition to losing my job. And the reference, I couldn't work in banking after that. I didn't get another job for ages after that because I'd been poached 3 times in a row and then fired. And they wouldn't even tell me why I was fired, so I couldn't put any of those jobs on a CV now without that being investigated, and I couldn't answer it in an interview, could I? I didn't know. So, I mean, that was like 20 years ago, so it's obviously got periodically worse since then, and it's now all the major banks. I mean, I changed to a building society. I won't even touch a high street bank anymore. So, you know, that shows you how I feel about the banking in this country. I use a credit card and a building society, and I just cycle those 2 things, so I avoid using any other services. But I don't know whether you've got any personal stories like this. I'm sure there's probably millions of people out there who've had their bank accounts taken away or been fired from their job or something like that, and not given a reason, and it will be their politics. But the weird thing about it, I'll leave this as the conclusion on this video as well, the weird thing about me being let out the door at Lloyd's, at the time I was very young, and back then, when I was young and stupid, I used to be something of a neo-socialist. I thought, you know, socialism was going to be the thing that we did in future. And I was like pre-woke. I was like, yeah, we're a friend to everyone. We're a friend to gays. We're a friend to trans. Or it wasn't trans at the time. It was cross-dressers, transsexuals. So, but you know, it was all these little splinter groups and minorities. I was like, yeah, let's empower them. And I was a socialist. As I grew up, I realised that this was brainwashing, and I hadn't realised previously, and I stopped and I became what I am now. But I mean, who else out there is going to have the experience to be able to see that? A lot of people, well, certainly if you haven't been alive for 25 years or something like I have, you know, before you had a bank account, well no, that's wrong. If you haven't been alive long enough to have a bank account 25 years ago, you won't know this. But I mean, it's one of those things. My whole career was changed by that, you know? My whole career was in finance, retail banking, and then after that, it wasn't. So, it was okay, I got a career elsewhere, but I don't think the kids of today are going to have that still. They're not going to be able to come back from that. They will never recover from the disappointment of being thrown out the door when you think you're a high achiever for no reason, and being unable to get a job afterwards. Or even tell people that your family question you. Well, how do you say to your family, I don't know why I got fired? I don't know, they just speculate, they make things up. So that's the danger. Let's not speculate and make things up. And if we're trusting our entire financial life and all our money to a company who is doing that, then I suggest we close our accounts and go elsewhere. So I hope you enjoyed that, and that you close your account if you're with Lloyd's and get a decent a building society account, you know, and hope for the best with that, really, the way things are going. So anyway, that's all for today. I'll see you in the next one. Bye. Starting to dawn on me. All these odd things have happened to me. So it can't just be me, it must be everyone. Why is no one reporting that these things have happened to them? Look out for more of those. I certainly will be, and I'll see you next time. Bye now. Bye bye bye.